This snack's been banned in schools, blamed for cravings, and built a billion-dollar junk food empire. But here's the real question. Do Flamin' Hot Cheetos actually beat the original? Every hour, nearly 40,000 pounds of this neon orange crunch explode off the line. What began as a cheap corn puff in 1948 is now a lab-designed flavor bomb, a cultural icon, and a surprisingly complex feat of food engineering. So let's strip it down, kernel to crunch. From the cornfields of Indiana to the rotating cheese dust drums, we're diving deep into how Cheetos are made, why they've lasted this long, and what's really behind that unshakable craving. The untold genius of Cheetos. It stains your fingers, hijacks your cravings, and somehow made its way from vending machines to fashion runways. But behind that neon orange dust is a story that's weirder, smarter, and way more strategic than you'd ever expect. Every year, over 1 billion bags of Cheetos are devoured across more than 40 countries. Not bad for something that started in a machine built to make animal feed. Cheetos was born in 1948, an accidental puff of cornmeal, blasted with cheese powder and somehow irresistible. Honestly, if it were me, I'd have ditched the whole thing before the first puff. It looked like a packing peanut and tasted like one too, until the cheese hit. By the 1960s, Cheetos had joined Lay's to form Frito-Lay, and eventually landed under PepsiCo's corporate umbrella. Then came the scale. Today, facilities like the one in Frankfurt, Indiana, process over 100,000 tons of corn and 12 million pounds of aged cheddar every year. Yes, 12 million pounds. If cheese were currency, Cheetos could negotiate trade deals. But scale alone doesn't create obsession. For that, you need swagger. Enter Chester Cheetah, the smooth-talking, shades-wearing, unapologetically orange icon created in the 80s by the same guy who drew the Pink Panther. He wasn't just a mascot, he was a vibe, a campaign with claws. Then came the wild card, Flamin' Hot. What started as a flavor experiment turned into a cultural flashpoint, spawned cookbooks, collabs, and even a Hollywood movie. Either way, Cheetos has outlasted generations, inspired fashion lines, and owned the messy snack identity like a badge of honor. It's weird, it's bold, and somehow it still surprises us.
What's the speed limit in here?
Ingredient preparation. It all starts with corn, but not just any corn. This is high-starch, high-performance corn, bred for snacks that crunch like a punch and puff under pressure. Each kernel is chosen for one reason, its ability to explode into puffed perfection in the extruder. And Frito-Lay isn't messing around. They process over 100,000 tons of corn every year just for Cheetos. That's enough to fill more than 1,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools, with corn destined for greatness. But here's the twist. Cheetos started as animal feed. No, really. The first puff came out of a machine built to process livestock pellets. That now iconic crunch? Technically, a delicious farming accident. Once harvested, the corn is delivered in bulk and stored in massive climate-controlled silos that protect it from moisture and contamination. Precision matters. Any shift in humidity can ruin an entire batch before it even begins. From there, it's ground into an ultrafine powder known as cornmeal, with a texture like flour but a taste you wouldn't exactly crave. Trust us, you don't want to try it raw, unless you like sadness in powder form. Every batch is scanned for quality, moisture levels, particle size, starch content. These factors directly impact how well the dough extrudes, puffs, and fries. Too coarse, it won't pop. Too fine, it clumps. One missed speck, and you're producing soggy, sad snacks instead of puffed gold. Mixing the dough. This part might sound simple, but it's where the magic actually starts. Because without this step, your favorite snack? Just wet corn dust. Cornmeal, the same bland powder we met earlier, gets hit with a blast of water. Suddenly, it transforms into a dense, sticky dough, the kind of mixture you wouldn't dare touch without gloves. But don't be fooled by its humble look. This dough is engineered for performance. Because next, it enters one of the most important machines in the snack food world, the extruder. A high-pressure, high-heat chamber where raw ingredients become puffed perfection. Inside, the batter is pushed to its limit, pressurized up to 200 degrees Celsius, spun, squeezed, and tortured into shape. The second it exits the extruder nozzle. And then, boom! As soon as that dough escapes into the open, the pressure drop causes it to puff instantly. From lifeless paste to puffed gold in a single breath. Every time I see it, I still don't understand how something that ugly turns into something this addictive. Think of it as the Cheetos Big Bang moment. Here's the thing, this isn't guesswork. Moisture levels, grain size, and pressure must be exactly right. Too wet? The puff flops. Too dry? It shatters. Extrusion, shaping. Ever wonder why some cheese puffs feel airy and crisp, while others feel like biting into packing peanuts? It all comes down to this moment. Every collet, those puffed, uncoated proto-Cheetos, is shaped by the size of the extruder die and sliced in milliseconds by high-speed spinning blades. We're talking thousands of cuts per minute. The goal? Uniformity. Because if one puff is too long and another too stubby, you're not just losing shape, you're losing texture, airflow, even coating consistency later on. This isn't just snack making, it's snack engineering. Here's the twist. Not every brand plays by these rules. Cheaper factories often use low-end extruders or skip crucial calibration steps. The result? Inconsistent sizes, uneven cook times, and that dreaded chewiness. And let's be honest, no one bites into a cheese puff hoping for resistance. Frying or baking? What separates a Cheeto from just another corn puff? Fire. What separates a Cheeto from just another corn puff? Fire. And depending on which kind you grab, it either takes a deep-fried plunge into 300 degrees Fahrenheit oil or gets the slow, steady baking treatment. Crunchy Cheetos? Fried until golden, loud, and unapologetically crispy. Puffs? Baked into airy, cloud-like crunch. Both methods give Cheetos their signature bite. But let's be real, one of them is objectively louder. And let's just say it's the one that could wake up your neighbor at midnight. So here's the question, team fried or team baked? Some swear by that rich, deep-fried crunch. Others say baked is the way to go, lighter, puffier, and minus the grease. Personally, I want my snacks to make noise, the kind of crunch that interrupts your own thoughts. But maybe that's just me. Seasoning, cheese coating. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Cheetos without cheese are just sad foam sticks. So now comes the step that turns plain collets into the icon we all know, cheese coating. The cooled puffs are tumbled inside a giant rotating drum. Picture a cement mixer, but way more delicious. As they spin, they're showered with a custom blend of aged cheddar powder, sunflower oil, salt, and spice extras like onion, garlic, and chili. This isn't random flavor dust. It's engineered to cling. The oil helps it stick. The rotation ensures even coverage. And the result? That unmistakable orange fingerprint on your keyboard. It takes less than a minute to coat thousands of pieces, but it's the moment everything locks into place. And here's a personal take. I know some people wipe their fingers clean mid-bag, but me? I'm in the lick it and keep going camp. No shame. That cheese dust is part of the experience. Packaging. Ever seen 40,000 pounds of snacks move with the precision of a Swiss watch? That's what happens every single hour inside a Cheetos packaging line. It starts with a cheesy downpour. Freshly coated puffs rain down onto a conveyor, where weight-checking machines act like snack accountants, ensuring every bag gets just the right amount. Then comes the choreography of speed. Bags are sealed, filled, then sealed again in just seconds, like a high-speed factory dance performed thousands of times an hour. It's mesmerizing, honestly. One slip, and you've got cheese dust chaos. The bags are made of special multi-layer film designed to lock in freshness, block moisture, and preserve that iconic crunch until it reaches your hand. A quick pass through metal detectors ensures safety, and then they're boxed, palletized, and ready for distribution. And there you have it, from humble corn to crunchy collet to a bag bursting with flavor. If you've ever licked that cheese dust off your fingers and thought, how did this even happen? Well, now you know. But here's a question. Crunchy or flamin' hot? If you could only keep one, which Cheetos survives? Drop your pick in the comments. We're ready for a snack-fueled debate. If you found this process as wild as we did, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around. Next up, we're unwrapping how instant noodles go from factory floor to your midnight cravings. Thanks for watching. Now go wash those cheese fingers.